presentation of the Volkswagen International Rally is brought to you by Volkswagen South Africa. The historic town of George plays host to the start of the Volkswagen International Rally, the second national event of the 1991 season. 55 teams have made their way to the southeastern Cape to compete in this event, one of the most popular of the season. Flying the flag for Volkswagen in Class A are Johan Evertse and Steve Harding. Alone, they will take on 7 other Class A factory competitors. The factory entries have been bolstered by the arrival of the Cosworth-powered Ford Lasers, which join the formidable 3 Nissans, 2 Toyotas and the Evertse Golf. The Fords making their debut with this event caused quite an attraction, not only with spectators. Toyota's #1 driver, Serge Damso, could not resist a peek at the power plant. Fighting our way through the crowd, we managed a quick few words with Glyn Hall, developer, builder, and one of the drivers of the 2 Fords.
Glyn, last year's national champion, your first rally for this year.
Yeah, it's been 5 months since the last rally. Not only that, we've got a left-hand drive, 4-wheel drive, a silly aero has cut my hand, which I don't need right now, but I'm looking forward to it. The car feels competitive. I'm sure we'll be on the mark.
A new car, but you have tested.
We have tested, yeah. I haven't driven it, Sorrel's driven it. I sat in the car with him for 100 Ks and it feels very promising.
Maar wat van die kompetisie en presies hoe sterk 'n bedreiging kan van die Fords verwag word? Ons het Nissan se Hannes Grobler gevra.
Ja nee, ek dink die Fords behoort baie goed te doen. Die Cosworth motors wat hulle van oorsee af gebruik, het al oorsee bewys dat hulle baie goed is en hulle uithou vermoë baie goed is. En baie van hulle parte en goeders is basies al daar getoets in daai oorsee se tydrenmotors. So ek dink ons kan dalk 'n goeie plek van hulle verwag op hierdie tydren.
After a first, second and third overall in the Tour de Total, Toyota's motorsport manager Ian Miller is all smiles. That was achieved without competition from Nissan and Ford and will be a hard act to follow.
Yes, it is going to be very difficult to follow, especially with all the opposition here now that we were expecting on the Tour de Total. But we're going to give it a good try and we'll see what happens when we get to the top of Montague Pass.
1 minute 30.
Gereed vir die wegspring en die burgemeester van George het die vlag in die hand om die span wat die eerste wegspringposisie getrek het, Serge Damso en Vito Bonafide, af te sit. Van die stadsaal af ry die spanne na sneldeel 1, 'n teersneldeel aan die buitewyke van George. Van daar af strek die roete na die binneland, met sneldele 2 teen die ou Montague Pass uit en sneldele 3, 4 en 5 in die rigting van Oudtshoorn, vanwaar die roete terugswenk na die kus vir 'n brandstofhalte by Riversdal. Ford se nommer 1 span Sarel van der Merwe en Frans Boshoff is duidelik ingenome met hulle nuwe motor. Hulle het die tweede wegspringposisie getrek en sal kort op die hanke van Serge en Vito wees.
Stage 1 draws a good crowd of spectators, all eager to see the likes of Serge Damso in full flight. Sorrel van der Merwe is expected to deliver the goods. With his Ford shod with slick tyres, the impressive Van the Man soon has the crowd buzzing as he blasts around the bends. After a disastrous start to the season in Natal, Nissan have completed intensive testing on their 3 identical Sentra coupes. Their teams, Hannes Grobler and Piet Swanepoel, Jannie Habig with Douglas Judd, and Nick de Waal with Guy Hodgson, together form one of the strongest factory entries ever seen in South African rallying. With Sorrel's move to Ford, Johan Evertse and navigator Steve Harding have the entire Volkswagen factory effort to answer for. Having been plagued with gearbox problems, the team have installed a new high-tech German-designed box, which they hope will solve their problems.
Met die vinnigste tyd in sneldeel 1 agter hulle naam, 1 minuut 42 sekondes, pak Serge en Vito sneldeel 2 die Montague Pass aan. Dis laatmiddag en die berge gooi lang skaduwees. Teen die opdraande uit is die ondergaande son direk in die oë van die bestuurders, wat die 14 km lange pas 'n nog groter uitdaging maak.
Down in the valley, where the road is sheltered from the wind, dust hangs in the air. Car number 5, the centre of Johnny Hubig and Douglas Judd, takes on the slope with seeming ease. On stage 1, this team clocked a time of 1 minute 47 seconds, 5 seconds off Damso's winning time. All 3 centres have identical features and all enjoy the same factory backing. There are no team orders, so it's every man for himself when the rally gets underway. Montague Pass proves to be a nightmare for Hubig and Judd, Johnny later admitting that he couldn't settle down in the early stages. This high-speed slide had the wheels in opposite lock, and only when the back left wheel hit a mound did the centre kick itself straight. A lucky escape for car 5 and its team.
Die Evertse Harding Golf jaag oor die nek met al 4 wiele wat gly en 'n gesonde brul van die 16-klep enjin. Nou sluit ons aan by verlede jaar se nasionale kampioenspan Glyn Hall en Martin Botha in die tweede Ford Laser. Glyn is aangestel om die 2 motors te bou en hy staan Sarel by as die nommer 2 bestuurder. Glyn en Martin is van klas B af bevorder tot die meer mededingende klas A. Agterloop die pad is Enzo Kuhn en Johan Selling in die voorwiel aangedrewe klas C Toyota Conquest, gevolg deur Erik Sanders en Thilo van Westerhagen in 'n soortgelyke motor.
Furious action surrounds the Golf at the servicing after stage 2. A burst water hose has to be replaced and the cooling system refilled with coolant. With a time of 8 minutes 58 seconds, the Golf is 17 seconds off the pace. Lights are fitted as darkness descends. The stages up to Oudtshoorn are flatter and faster. Stage 3 saw the end of both the Class B Golfs retired with mechanical problems. The fast pace soon has Nick de Waal join the battle between Serge and Sarel, while Glenn Gibbons in the second Class A Conquest holds his own in the pack. Hannes Grobler and Piet Swanepoel have lost their rear window and have exhaust fumes and dust pouring into the car. Johan Evertse and Steve Harding have pulled the Golf into the first 4 places on the scoreboard, while behind them, Glyn battles, the 4-wheel drive Laser taking some getting used to. "13 night stages lie ahead, half of the rally being run at night. This rally was first called the Moonlight Rally many years ago. The challenge of night stages very much a part of the event. We caught up with the leading car at the Riversdale regroup, where we spoke to Serge Damso.
How's it going, Serge?
Well, so far we're having a nice smooth run and everything's going well so far.
You leading at the moment?
Yes, we're still leading the event by not by a far margin, but we're going nicely and smooth. And
Do you know what you're actually leading by at this stage?
roughly is about 18 seconds, I reckon. And it's very close between, I think, 4 or 5 of us.
Serge has the Nissan of Nick de Waal only seconds behind him, with Sarel a close third. Lying 5th and leading the second phase of cars, Johnny Hubig and Douglas Judd have Glenn Gibbons only 2 seconds off their pace.
Johnny, how's the rally so far?
Not too good. We've had a small problem in stage 2, where we had a tyre that was under pressure and we spun. We're trying to make up the time and then we scared the daylight out of ourselves, so we're battling a bit to get back on form.
The incident you're talking about was at the top of the passing.
Yes, that's correct.
How did you feel after that?
Still don't feel too good.
The night stages continue to draw huge crowds of spectators, all eager to witness the ongoing battle. The darkness takes its toll though, and by daybreak only 28 of the original 46 starters are still in the rally. At the early morning regroup, Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide hold a comfortable 2-minute lead over Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson, Serge and Vito having won 11 stages outright. Johan Evertse and Steve Harding are out, unable to rejoin the rally after a high-speed excursion on special stage 10. Was the night as long and hard for the leaders? We asked navigator Vito Bonafide.
Yes, it was quite a long, hard night. The only real problem that we had was that the intercom didn't work very well because of all the noise in the car, and we had great difficulty listening to each other and me telling Serge where to go to. But otherwise it was not too bad. There was long open sections and the roads were a bit fast, but otherwise it went very well for the evening.
Al 3 die motors van Nissan is nog in die tydren en almal is binne die eerste 6 posisies. Nick de Waal en Guy Hodgson is in 'n redelik gemaklike tweede posisie met 'n stewige tydsverskil tussen hulle en die Ford van Sarel van der Merwe en Frans Boshoff. Abig en Judd, wat onmiddellik opgeskuif het na die onttrekking van die Volkswagen, se versiere is nou ingestel op van der Merwe en Boshoff, wie se Ford blykbaar sukkel weens 'n gebrek aan krag. Met nog net 8 sneldele oor, neem die volgende 6 die deelnemers van Bredasdorp na Caledon. Uitputting van die bestuurder en navigator sal van nou af 'n belangrike rol speel. Met Serge wat sneldeel 19 aanpak, kry ons die kans om saam te ry in hulle Conquest. Die padtoestande is baie droog en vinnig en die interkomprobleme van Serge en Vito word vererger deur die geraas van vleiende gruis teen die motor se vloerpad. Met sy stem byna daarmee heen moet Vito staat maak op handseine as enigste vorm van kommunikasie met Serge.
Leaving a trail of dust behind them, Sarel van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff are seen here in full flight. Aware of the Jannie Hubbig attack, Sarel has responded, but in doing so is forced to rev the Cosworth motor very close to its limits. A very delicate balance lies between defending third place and blowing up the engine. If anyone can do it, though, it's Sarel van der Merwe. Lying 7th overall and leading Class C is the 1600cc Conquest of Eric Sanders and Thilo van Westenhagen. With the faster of the Class B cars out of the rally, Sanders is being pushed hard by teammate Enzo Kuhn, who lies 8th overall, just under a minute behind. Young Enzo, driving with Johan Sielung, are only seconds ahead of the Holland Botha Ford, who lost time recovering from a high-speed blowout. 11th overall and leading Class D, Chart van der Walt and Jaco van der Linde have an 8-minute lead over their nearest Class D rivals, Glenn Durman and Charles Rieler. Holding on to 5th place ahead of Hannes Grobler and Piet Swanepoel, Glenn Gibbons and Peter Cuffley struggle to hold their place. The Conquest, it seems, has been slowly losing power. A complete engine tune-up at Bredasdorp sees the winners of the Tour de Total Rally in the groove and on their way. Down in 13th place, we find the Class B leaders, namely Jeff Sanders and Gary Schoof. The departure of the dealer Team Golfs has the lower order cars fighting for class honours. Second in this class, and just under a minute behind Jeff and Gary, are Paola Piazzamusso and Neil Watts in the Uno Turbo.
Iewers in die middel van sneldeel 22 lê 'n gunsteling by die toeskouers, 'n diep waterdeurgang. Hoewel die meeste van die bestuurders graag die toeskouers sal wil vermaak, sal 'n onttrekking uit die tydren omdat hy die motor voor 400 mense versuip het, niks minder as 'n ramp wees nie. En Serge Damsou het glad nie sulke planne nie. Binne in die Nissan van Nick de Waal sien ons hoe dit uit die bestuurder se oogpunt lyk. Hy gaan klaarblyklik nie hier sy hardverdiende tweede posisie weggooi nie. Jannie Hubbig en Douglas Judd, steeds agter die bloed van die van der Merwe Ford aan, storm op die water af. Die skare wys hulle waardering vir die poging. Dis die eerste van 3 motors wat vir werklike aksie sorg. Hubbig probeer elke sekonde inhaal en het die vinnigste tye in sneldele 19 en 20 opgestel. Die Nissan span in motor nommer 5 sal die sneldeel ook inpalm. Glenn Hall het volle vertroue in sy vermoë om motorengines waterdig te maak en stel dit hier op die proef. In sneldeel 23 is die tweede geplaaste Nissan van de Volkswagen Int in die moeilikheid. Die sentra sny skielik uit en die bemanning moet dadelik 'n plan maak.
You have to fiddle, I'll turn the key.
Terwyl die sekondes wegtik, lyk hulle tweede posisie amper verlore.
Fiddle with the pumps here behind your seat.
Brandstoftoevoer is die probleem en hulle herlei die brandstof verby die stukkende brandstofpomp. Terug in die tydren kon hulle die tweede posisie net red. Sneldeel 24 is 'n kort sneldeel deur die skougronde van Caledon. Ons is terug in die Nissan saam met sy bemanning.
From Caledon, there's a long open section down the N2 to Special Stage 25 at Somerset West. Another long open section takes the competitors to the last stage at Killarney. Somerset West turns out in force to watch local boy Serge Damso leading the pack. Jannie Hubig is now second on the road, Nick de Waal having to take time to service and get the fuel pump problem sorted out. Hubig and Judd still have their eyes firmly set on Van der Merwe's third place. But Van der Merwe is not giving up yet. The final stage is 4 laps of Killarney run in reverse. Serge and Vito literally have their first prize in the bag. As Hubig and Judd enter the stage, Serge Damso and Vito Bonafede pull into the Marshall Point. Just over 22 hours of continuous driving at breakneck speed are now behind them. Despite their problem of communication, the Toyota team have led from stage 1. They've won 14 stages and drawn 2. This win keeps the flag flying for Toyota, who now have 2 victories out of 2 events. As Hubig and Judd charge their way round Killarney, Sarl prepares to defend his third place. The Cosworth motor smoking badly with a telltale sign of hard work.
Die uitslae spreek vanself. Serge en Vito was van begin tot einde voor. De Waal en Hodgson het in die vroeë sneldele hard gery om die tweede posisie in te neem en ondanks foute later in die tydren het hulle dit behou. Van der Merwe en Boshoff het die aanslag van Hubig en Judd oorleef, sonder twyfel die mees opwindende aspek van die tydren. Die 11de geplaaste Chart van der Walt en Jacob van der Linde het klas D ingepalm, terwyl die klas B wenners Jeff Sanders en Gary Schoof 13de algeheel geëindig.
Serge and Vito's win was without doubt a hard-earned victory for Toyota and pushes them further up the manufacturer's log. But 7 of the 8 Class A factory cars finished. Nissan finished strongly despite 2 of their cars getting off to a slow start. Ford's debut effort was nothing but outstanding, the team admitting their Cosworth motors were nowhere near their full potential. Volkswagen will arrive at the Castrol Rally next month with a brand new rig, and that's where the next showdown is due to be.
Back